Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to more Metal Gear Solid 2 HD. I know it's been a little while since I last uploaded anything from this, but I've been a bit busy. As some of you might know if you've seen my Final Fantasy 13 video, I went on holiday for a couple of weeks, and then when I came back from holiday I had to finish off the final episode of Final Fantasy 13, because that was kind of priority number one for me. And then I took some time to try and make the first part of a Assassin's Creed 3 movie, which I thought would kind of be quite popular because obviously the game's still fresh, but it's not kind of gone as I planned. But oh well, things happen. So I decided to make sure I get back and finish this, because I've worked quite hard on these Metal Gear Solid 2, well, not Metal Gear Solid 2 but Metal Gear Solid in general, trying to get all of the games completed, and I need to finish this one off, and then that only leaves MGS4, and then that's all the MGS I'm going to be doing until Rising comes out, and I think that's early next year. Alright, so we need to get ourselves into the core of Shell 1, and there we're going to, obviously that's where the hostage and stuff are being held, and we're going to try and find the president. So first of all I need to get myself an AK, and I think, yeah, that was on the bottom floor, but let me just, now that I've got the level 2 card, let me see what else I can get. So as you can see, Raiden is disguised as the enemy, but this disguise doesn't work unless you have the AK equipped. And obviously I'm going to try and throw in a few more trophies as well. If you get that guy into if you put someone into a locker, then you get the really nicely named, oh shit, you get the really nicely named Hurt Locker trophy. So yeah, I should have shown that earlier, but it's a classic kind of MGS trick. You can, if you've knocked out or killed a guard, you can hide them away in a locker, and doing that will get you a nice trophy. That's one thing that they needed to improve about this game, I think. Whenever you get the whole, yeah, they're just going to tell me that I've got the AK. I already know. Yeah, so if you take too long in here after you've knocked out the radio guy, then HQ is going to ask, you know, what the hell's going on, and if you don't get out of there in time, they're going to send a unit in to inspect what's going on. But as you saw from what I did, you can easily avoid that by just quickly going out and coming back in, which I think is a little bit weak, but what can you do? I think they should like kind of let that carry over. Yeah, so there it is again. I mean, it gives you a lot of time as well. I mean, it gives you a good 15-20 seconds to get out of there. So yeah, I mean, you can avoid cautions pretty easily like that. Okay, so now I can get into the core of Shell 1. I actually recorded part of this episode, but I kind of, something messed up and I lost it, so I've had to redo this, and because of that, one of the trophies that I get in this episode is already... Holy shit! Okay, I didn't think I was going to be able to shoot that. Okay, so one of the trophies that I get is not actually going to show up because I already got it in the first recording. But yeah, I remembered I needed to try and throw in a few more trophies, so I'm trying to do that in this part. So there's at least 2 or 3 that I'm thinking of, and I've already done one. There's a definite second, and I think I'm going to talk about another trophy as well. Okay, so obviously we don't need to worry about any cameras or guards or anything like that. You can just run around and do whatever you like, really, as long as you don't do anything stupid like, you know, fire off a shot. I don't know if you can fire off a shot. I've never actually tried it, but I don't think you can fire off a shot because you're going to attract suspicion. And as far as I remember, oh yeah, this is quite interesting. Look. So if you're trying to punch this locker out and you get hit, for some reason when the locker falls on him, his uniform magically falls off. So I don't know if that can get you caught. I mean, it's not kind of an area that the guards really look at, but just something to be wary of. I mean, on top of that, I think if you run directly into a guard, I think your uniform comes off as well. Again, I mean, it's a bit stupid, but I guess it's just the way they've done it. I don't really know why, but so yeah, you just need to make sure you don't like run straight into a guard. And if you don't do that, then you should be fine. Okay, so we need to find this this guy called Ames, and he wears a pacemaker. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is to find a directional microphone, and that can be found on B2. And we're going to find another kind of interesting little character here, which we're gonna see a bit later on in the game. I'm just checking here. I try to leave. I mean, even though sometimes, I mean, I don't remember what's in every locker, so I just try to open everything anyway. I don't know if anyone can see it, but there's like a. Does anyone know how to get that? I'm not seeing a way to get that. I don't think I've ever got that book or whatever before. So if anyone knows how to get that, then just put it in the comments, because I would be interested to know. So yeah, this is the trophy that I missed. Well, not missed. This is the trophy that I'm going to get that's not going to show up. So once you get this box here, then yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, this box here, box 4, that completes all of the boxes. And when you collect all of the boxes from 1 to 5, you get yourself a silver trophy, actually, for doing that.
Time for a treat.
And yeah, and as you can see, there's a little parrot here which can talk, and that's going to become, well, we're going to see that bird again a bit later on in the game, because that bird belongs to someone. Alright, we're just about ready to get into the area where the hostages are being held and find this agent. I think there's quite a lot of cutscene here as well, if I remember correctly.
Retinal pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter.
Okay. So, as you can see, Raiden can't just like roll up and go in there. He needs to pass the retinal scan, and in order to do that, you basically have to grab someone while they're in front of it. It's not too difficult. I think when I first played it, it caused me some trouble. I kept like, you know, like flipping them over, or like not being able to get in, triggering off alerts and stupid stuff like that. But it shouldn't be too difficult. Just have to wait for this guy. He's going to be nice enough to just stand in front of the machine for you and just wait there while you can grab him. Just press square. Nice and easy.
Retinal pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter.
Alright, here we go.
Raiden, one of those hostages in there is Ames. The only thing we know is that Ames wears a pacemaker. His heartbeat should sound different from other people's, so use the directional microphone to locate him. Once you recognize Ames by his heartbeat, keep the microphone pointed toward him. Then push the action button and call out to him. If it really is Ames, he should respond in some way.
What if it's the wrong person?
The guards may get suspicious and come running instead. Security could get tighter, too.
Try to be sure before you take the risk.
Don't call out to a hostage with the action button until you're fairly sure that it's Ames. If you do make a mistake, switch the microphone for an AK and get out of there before a guard gets suspicious. If you're discovered inside, they'll cut off your retreat and call in the reinforcements. You won't make it out of the room. The mission will be over if you're discovered. Don your disguise and look for Ames while deflecting the enemy's suspicion.
Alright, so for people who are new to this game, this section can be a bit annoying because there are quite a few hostages here, and you need to kind of learn what to listen for. So let's listen. So obviously I know what Ames looks like, so I can just kind of find him, but I'm showing you what kind of normal heartbeats sound like. Because this is the process. If you're new to this game, this is what you're going to be going through. So there's no mechanical or kind of like interesting sounds. They kind. Oh, okay. This is Ames. All right. Listen to his heartbeat. So it's like a mechanical ticking.
You're Ames, aren't you? You must be Ames. Keep still and listen to me. I'm not a terrorist. I got in here using one of their uniforms. I'm taking off the tape. Stay quiet.
Who told you about me?
An informer calling himself Mr. X, dressed like a ninja.
I see. Take this thing off me, will you? I'm Richard Ames.
Secret Service?
No, I was set in by the Lali Lule Lo, just like you.
What?
You're here to find out where the president is. We have little time, so I'll be brief. How about switching to nanocommunications first?
Nanocommunications?
Right, silence beats talk when it comes to safety. Are you on?
Right here. Do you really know where the president is?
Almost certainly. He was moved to the first floor of Shell 2's core section.
The first floor, the core of Shell 2. Is he still there?
I don't know. I can't get a response.
You don't think he's been like the other hostages?
Hmm?
A hostage was killed in retaliation after the SEAL 10 disaster, remember?
What are you talking about? Regardless of what they do to other hostages, they won't touch the president.
What makes you so sure?
The case.
You mean the nuclear button they took?
Right. And the case won't do a thing by itself. That case may be the single most advanced example of a weapons failsafe system. The password is nothing less than the physiological data of the US president.
Physiological data?
The president's own vital signs. Heartbeat, brainwave pattern, blood pressure, and so on are constantly monitored and relayed by his internal nanomachines. This information, along with the DNA pattern, serve as a biometric password, unbreakable even by the latest parallel processor supercomputers. The password entry itself cannot be performed unless brainwave patterns and heartbeats fall within normal parameters, rendering chemical and other forms of coercion impractical. In other words, the login must be made of the president's own free will. As a failsafe, the input must also be reconfirmed hourly, even after the initial login. If a valid confirmation is not forthcoming, the system will automatically cancel the login.
And that's why they can't harm the president.
At least until the bird flies.
Is there really a new model of Metal Gear here?
Absolutely. The black case serves as the launch key to Metal Gear as well.
Why would they hide Metal Gear in an offshore plant?
Haven't they told you anything? The entire thing was planned. The oil spill, the tanker accident that caused it, everything. The big shell was built specifically for the development of a new Metal Gear model. The inspection tour was to check its progress.
What's going on around here?
Wait. Here comes Snake.
That's him?
Use the microphone to listen in.
King, Fat Man is dead.
It doesn't matter. Saved us the trouble of getting rid of him ourselves.
Why did he betray us?
Who knows?
To come all the way to New York just to get hit with a bowel attack.
I'll have his background rechecked, just in case.
You think he was working for them?
We can't discount the possibility, especially with that intruder still at large.
Yes. The man in the sneaking suit.
You know more about those suits than I do.
But Foxhound was disbanded 4 years ago. So it must be the Patriots. What about the damage to Shell 2?
The circulation system for the contaminated water has been damaged. The water being drawn in is overflowing, and the lower block of the central section is flooding.
Seal the connecting pathway between Shells 1 and 2.
The Simtex and IR sensors are already in place.
Any effect on it?
No.
What about the President?
The password entry has already been made to the black case. In 1 hour, we'll need a confirmation from him. His work is done after that.
Make sure you keep him alive until then.
Yes, I know.
What about the unit's activation?
Almost complete. The code has already been entered. All we need now is for the girl to start the system.
The usual method, I assume?
No. The drugs took care of everything.
Only a few more steps to outer heaven.
Who is that cyborg ninja, Shalashaska?
I cannot even guess.
What about you?
I'm having the matter looked into.
Olga, don't cast suspicion where it isn't due.
Where it isn't due? When you watched my father die and did nothing.
It's been 2 years ago, Olga. Let it go.
I read the case file for Shadow Moses, by the way.
Olga, how could you suspect me?
I know that the ninja is not one of my men.
How meaningful you make that sound. If Sergei were still alive...
If the old man were still alive, I wouldn't need to take orders from you.
Olga, Sergei was my best friend.
If you sell us out, I'll kill you myself.
Listen, daughter of Sergei. Don't ever let me see your gun pointed at me again.
If you wish, I'll put a bullet in your back instead.
Stop this infighting. I took you both in when no one else would. You think any government would have you as irregulars in this political climate? The worst kind of wet works, maybe. But even that's doubtful. I recommend against switching camps. You've nowhere left to go. It's happening again?
This damn right arm. Liquid! It's almost as if it's having its revenge.
How much do you think we spent on that arm in Lyon? The best transplant surgery team in the world.
I never trust a Frenchman. There's something going on. The incidents are becoming more frequent. Maybe that man's presence.
Ocelot, I leave this place in your hands. I have the intruder to take care of.
Yes, King.
Is that really Solid Snake?
That's what he claims.
I thought Snake was dead.
Solid Snake did die. But he's also here in the shell. Either he survived or there are two of them.
Two of them?
And that's impossible. Anyway, what did you manage to catch?
They said password input was complete.
I thought so.
You said the password entry into the black case had to be made by the President willingly.
That's right.
So this means the president is cooperating with them.
It would have to be, yes.
Why?
Probably tired of being a puppet, but it wasn't a smart move to betray us.
A puppet?
We're running out of time. They will fire a nuke. You know what you need to do before then.
Fire the nuke, but it's nowhere close to the ransom deadline.
Ransom?
$30 billion in cash.
What are you babbling about? The nuclear strike is not a threat. It's been the objective all along.
They plan to slaughter millions of people.
No, a high-altitude detonation. You've heard of the Compton effect?
Total disruption of electronic equipment caused by EMMA pulse.
Textbook answer. Well, when an average nuclear warhead goes off within the atmosphere, the result is an electromagnetic pulse of up to 50 billion megawatts. The EMMA field can reach tens of thousands of volts per meter, and most electronic equipment will be toast in an instant.
If one of the key movers of world economy stops functioning, it could mean the beginning of a global depression.
But that isn't their aim. What they plan to do is liberate Manhattan, pull it offline and turn it into some kind of a republic. Hence, Sons of Liberty, I suppose.
Sons of Liberty?
Damn! Ocelot is coming. I'm going offline. Search my pocket. Hurry! It's a security card. You'll be able to unlock doors of up to level 3 security. Use it to get to Shell 2. Take care of the president before they launch the nuke. He's coming here. Pick up your AK.
Okay, so now they give you a stupidly long amount of time to just equip your gun. I mean, look at that.
He's coming here.
This is just stupid. They give you
Pick up
way
your
too
AK.
much time. Okay, so you get a storyline trophy for getting to this stage of the game. And also, if you notice, I took a little detour while I was listening in, and I moved to left and you could hear some guy in the toilet. That guy is Johnny, and if you keep your mic there the whole time, that's part 1 of the Johnny on the Spot trophy. So you need to find another location, which I'll show later on.
What do you think you're doing?
I asked him to remove these. I'm ill, you see.
I always knew that the DIA turned out second-rate liars.
What are you talking about?
No need for denials. We know what you are, Colonel Ames. They knew that the president was planning to betray them. So they sent you in to keep tabs on him. Am I right?
You.
Sorry, Colonel. You failed to carry out your duties.
You'll never escape the Lali Lulelo.
Is that so? What the?
You tricked me. I understand now. Ocelot.
You? Which team are you with? Show me your face. You know who he is.
No, he is not one of mine.
Identify yourself. We meet at last. Hold your fire! We need the hostages alive!
Hurry, get away!
But you died!
Leave this to me.
We have an intruder in Shell 1. All personnel, we are on red alert. Begin caution mode protocol.
Ames is dead. Looked like a heart attack.
That's unfortunate. However, we do at least know where the president is.
So there really is a new type of Metal Gear in this place?
Apparently. We're still looking into it.
I've also been told that the nuclear strike was what the terrorists were after from the start, not the $30 billion.
Right. It was a cover-up all along.
Colonel, what are you keeping from me?
I am not keeping back anything. It's not as though I'm told all the facts either. I'm pulling in all the favors I can to look into all this. Just be a little patient. Our priority should be with the president right now. We can take it that they've completed the password entry and are preparing Metal Gear for nuclear strike. Get to the president as soon as possible.
But the president is cooperating with them.
According to Ames, yes. But it's also true that they're about to get rid of the president. There's something else going on here, and the president may be able to tell you what it is when you see him in person. Once they get the confirmation for nuclear launch, they'll do it. You need to rescue the president before then.
Jack, I agree with the Colonel. You need to protect the President for now.
All right.